tell me about yourself, your pronouns, your age if you want, where you're from, based, what you do, all of
Okay,
it.
okay, okay. Name first. Tori Husain, just trying to remember them all. I'm 18 currently. I'm a freshman at NYU. My pronouns are she, her, herself. I'm from the suburbs of Philly. Super exciting. So hyped to live there. What else? What I do, I guess I'm a student activist, quote unquote. I don't like that name because I feel like weird when I call myself an activist because I don't know. And then concert producer.
Nice, nice. That's so
Yeah, I
cool.
think so too.
So I guess can you tell me about what GFM is and open the fuck up?
Yes. Okay, so open the fuck up. I guess I'll just do it in chronological order. Started in the end of January 2020. And the whole point of it is a platform meant to talk about things that people are afraid to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
but in like a cool and relevant way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I did a lot of work in school around like race and education. I got so frustrated how people would talk about race and like, hey, let's use metaphors. Like this is a blue shape, and they don't like the
Yeah.
like it doesn't. Nobody learns that way.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty much like what Open the Fuck Up has become.
Mm-hmm.
So we create content, we have events, we had events before Corona. But it's really about having a community of people that can have a conversation
Mm-hmm.
and just like stop cancel culture. Like
Mm-hmm.
stop canceling people, let's talk.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
And then GFM started when quarantine started, which is kind of
Oh,
crazy.
cool.
It literally started from that.
Mm-hmm.
I had some musician friends from NYU, and I told my one friend, I was like, let's put them together.
Mm-hmm.
And we started putting concerts together. And it's a music platform to uplift artists, musicians that really aren't being heard enough,
Mm-hmm.
right? And give them as many opportunities as possible. So that's exactly what GFM is. You do competitions, giveaways, events. I'm sure you know a few, but we just keep it fun. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's so cool. And yeah, it's I've been thinking about I guess how I ended up like meeting like you and like some of the other artists through GFM because I know
Mhm.
like Chris and Ricardo and some other like people at NYU. So it's like really cool how many people I've been able to meet during quarantine. So it's
Yeah.
really cool that you were able to put this whole like platform together.
Mm-hmm. And it's like the whole point is just like a community that's genuine.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm done with like I didn't study business. I'm like into like humanities. It's not about like winning just for me. I want the whole point of GFM is that everyone can win,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like every single artist that comes into the space has an opportunity to do bigger things or just meet other artists, and that's a win to me.
Yeah, yeah, that's so dope.
Yeah.
Um, So I guess you kind of answered like my next question, which was how did you get involved in the music scene?
So okay, really, yeah, I wasn't like that type of kid that was like really musically inclined. Like, yeah, I played saxophone one year in fourth grade. Like, yeah, I did chorus like for 4 years, like flex. Like that was it's not a flex. But basically, my senior year and my junior year, I just started like listening to hella artists on Spotify. I would be that person that just my big thing for whatever reason. I just always wanted to discover someone.
Mm.
Like I was that person that only listened to people that nobody knows because that made me feel
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I was like this person, like it made me feel cool and sophisticated,
Mm.
and that's the truth.
Yeah.
And that's valid. And so like I always like music in that way, but I never knew people. But then my freshman year, I mean this year, I guess 2019, I started being introduced to some people that were in music,
Mm.
and I was just like, this is a world I've never experienced. Because I'm
Mm.
not gonna lie to you, coming from the suburbs of Pennsylvania, there are a lot of SoundCloud rappers. There's a
Yeah.
lot of not to shit on them, like they are great, they're creators, they're artists.
Yeah.
But this is like a different level of
Mm.
art that I've never experienced my entire life.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, I really want to be friends with everyone here because like they make me feel cool and important.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how it happened, and I just talk a lot, so I just made a lot of friends.
Yeah, yeah, but that's super cool. I can definitely relate to that experience, like moving to New York,
Mhm.
from like being in Florida where there are a lot of SoundCloud rappers too.
Yeah.
So like meeting people who are like super like passionate about like music and what they do and like arts in general is like
And they're like
so
artists. Like I see these people as artists,
yeah, yeah.
which is like a different way to see like people that create music.
Mm-hmm.
Because like it can be like, oh, like I make like music on the side, but like
Mm-hmm.
their thing is art and it's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. And they're like
Whatever.
studying that in like school, and
I
it's like
know
their
they're like
gig.
phenomenal.
I guess what's the coolest thing about organizing events, and being around artists, and I guess like the environment that you've created so far.
Mm. I think the coolest thing is how many people like it. Like, I think I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, we started it and it was like something fun,
Mm-hmm.
but I never realized the impact. I was just throwing these concerts, like, oh, the concerts, listening parties,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, like I had done a ton of them, but then people started reaching out to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like the scoop is Revolt TV reached out to us. Like it's kind of insane. Like we were
Yeah.
just chilling, like this is on Zoom,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and like the opportunities that like people believe in us, and that's like the most exciting thing.
Mm-hmm.
That like I've heard like of artist collaborations. I'm hanging out with my friend, and he actually met him through GFM, which is
Oh.
interesting. Like he's already creating music with artists that he met through GFM.
Oh
Like
wow.
what?
That's so
Like
dope.
it's so sick. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I just because I don't make music for shit. So honestly, you want to hear the truth?
Mm-hmm.
GFM is just for my entertainment. It's
It's fun. Like it's really
so
fun.
fun. It's literally like I care about people, of course, but like it's just fun just to sit and like enjoy it and
Mm-hmm.
like see how other people are connecting and they're enjoying it too, which is crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the most surprising part is like the impact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was definitely cool because I think the first like event that I went to was I think the first competition that you guys did. I don't know if it was the
Mm.
first, but
Well, you're the one, the $500 one.
the $500 one. So
Never
that one
get it.
was super cool just to see all the people there and see like I guess like all the
Yeah,
people like flooding in, and I was like whoa, like
yeah,
it felt like a new like world I was into because like I go to Pratt, which is an art school, but there's no like music or anything like that, so to just like be surrounded by like all these talented people, I was like holy shit, like you guys are doing the damn thing. um
yeah. It's so beautiful, isn't it? The
mhm.
energy
Yeah,
is so
it's
cool.
so
That's like the
wholesome.
best part of it.
And that's why I wanted to start my thing Kickback, just to like bring people together too in a way that I was like missing out on since like we're not in person and I'm like not in school or
Mm-hmm.
in New York. So to bring people of all different like artistic fields and like bring people I know from NYU
Yeah,
and like my friends in Florida and just kind of making it like a melting pot.
collaborating is everything.
That's
Collaborating is everything. We can all win. That's my big belief.
So what do you hope for the future of GFM? Like, do you have any events planned for that, or even with Open the Fuck Up, in terms of online or in person, if that's ever possible again?
Well, I have dreams and aspirations, girl. Yeah, dreams and aspirations. I have so ideally, like we're working right now on um a mentorship program.
That's really
So
cool.
right now, like, cause my big, I can't have GFM without like doing something like in some way for other people. Like I don't know. Um, but we're gonna start running a mentorship program. Like that's still just early stages right now. Ideally, we're going to be working with Sean Field and Revolt again.
Nice.
But we're playing it by ear. Whatever we want to do, we're going to do it. Like
Mm-hmm.
whatever we want to do, it's going to happen. So we're just going to see what happens. But ideally, I would like to have in-person shows. Like how dope would that be if you
Yeah.
had like 100 artists and then 200 listeners, but they just come up and play their music and
Yeah,
leave
yeah.
for just one song.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that would be so
That'd be so
cool.
fun.
That'd be so much fun. So like things like that, like and big thing about GFM too, and Open the Fuck Up is like creative is the more creative, the more cool it is, the more fun it is for everyone.
Yeah.
So it might be that, it might be something different, but I take it day by day.
Yes. What's your major at NYU again?
I'm a media studies major. It's called Media Culture and Communications,
Oh, that's dope.
but I might change it because I'm impulsive.
Mm.
I don't know. I take again day by day.
Mm. Yeah,
Whatever,
yeah.
I'll figure it out.
I don't know. I've been in like my other interviews. I've just been asking my friends like some of their like takeaways from like because I feel like
Yeah.
we all love like learning a lot. So I guess if there's anything like specific that you've learned the past few years, like academically
Academically.
or even non-academically.
I mean, my one big thing, I guess, is like throughout all this time is just like don't live for a resume,
Hmm?
right? So many
Oh yeah.
times, don't live for a resume. Like, cause so many times I feel like it's indoctrinated.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to do this just because it'll look on your resume,
Mm-hmm.
and people don't act genuinely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my whole thing is like be passionate, and everything will come. Because when you're passionate, it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that's definitely what I've learned. Like, even going through NYU, I'm really not there to be like the valedictorian, and that's
Mm-hmm.
valid. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not that person, and I'm not going to shit on anyone that does because that's incredible if they are.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is like I want to live life and live presently and absorb everything I can at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not, it doesn't have to be like the textbook information. It
Mm-hmm.
can be life. It can be,
Yeah.
like I think the way that we're told to learn is just very. It's like in a box. Like, you
Yeah.
can learn from anything, and you can
Mm-hmm.
live your life through anything. So I think through all that time, it's just like don't live for a resume, live to live.
Mm-hmm.
I also have the privilege of saying that because
Mm-hmm.
family has the privilege too, and it's not like I have the stress of finances.
Mm-hmm.
Like okay, I need to provide for my family.
Yeah.
So there's like there's compounded things that
Mm-hmm.
allow
It's
me to
yeah.
say
There's
that.
layers. Mm-hmm.
But still, I would still preach it to as many people as possible. So there's that. I have so many things I can
um,
say.
yeah,
All right.
I was at the Decolonizer Classroom event last Thursday,
Cool.
which was so cool. I thought it was so like fun and wholesome, and like I learned a
Yeah.
lot. Um, so yeah, I guess I know you're like their like sister organization. If you want to
Mhm.
talk about that, like I guess how that came about, that like partnership.
Okay, so basically, my roommate, bomb, so fine. He reached out to me like maybe a month ago when Decolonizing Classroom started,
Mm-hmm.
and she knew that I did a lot of work. Like at my old school, I did a lot of work in education, especially around surrounding. I don't know what English is. Race.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, hey, like I'm thinking of doing this, and she knew that I could. I guess had a lot of people that follow my Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that were interested in activism.
Mm-hmm.
So she reached out. We started organizing. And I told her, I'm like, sister, you're incredible, but I am busy. So
Mm-hmm.
you get to leave, but I will use my platform in any way to like
Mm-hmm.
give you clout.
Yeah.
And basically that's what it is. So I'm not super linked to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like yes, they are like very linked. Like I help
Yeah,
them
yeah.
run events, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I'm using my platform, like open the fuck up,
Yeah.
to get them clout because
Mm-hmm.
they deserve it. They
Yeah,
deserve
yeah.
great things.
Yeah, that's so cool.
So, yeah,
It's
it
super
is
dope.
kind of cool. Like decolonizing classroom is fire,
Mm-hmm.
isn't it?
Yeah, because I feel like it's things that a lot of us are talking about right now. Just like the whole idea of like decolonizing education and like bringing things to the forefront really because our history is so like whitewashed.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess with everything going on right now, it feels like the perfect time where people definitely like want to learn. So
Yeah,
it's really
and it's like
cool.
a cool, approachable way, which I appreciate.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah, like a
since
cool, fun, approachable way.
and since everyone's like in different like cities at different schools like across time
Mm.
zones, it's like the internet is really coming in handy right now.
It isn't it?
Mhm.
I think it's like a beautiful thing right now when we're connecting with people.
Mhm.
Like I think Decolonizing Classroom is so beautiful
Mhm.
because it's also validating, right?
Yeah.
Like if someone in fucking Kansas is feeling the same way, it must be a problem.
Yeah, yeah. Like this is like
It's systemic. It's not
mhm.
just your feelings,
Yeah. Mhm.
And then it's validating because you're like, I'm not being
Yeah, like we
like
don't feel crazy.
sensitive.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
these are valid things.
It definitely gives me hope that things will change, for sure. But is there
I
any?
know, the girl. I'm
Yeah,
like,
please.
you better change.
Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
I guess the big thing I would say is like if it's going somewhere, if anyone's willing or interested in collaborating with GFM, open the fuck up. Tell them to hit me up. Like I said, collaboration is everything. I mean, this is more towards you, I guess. I think next week, because I'm still on my vacation mode.
Yeah.
Blessed. Next week I want to have a meeting that's like half like a casual GFM, half like a meeting for people that want to like collaborate with GFM. Come to that.
Nice.
Please
okay,
come
cool.
to that. We'll give ideas, anything we can do for Kickback. Why not?
Dope.
Like let's do cool things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I guess my takeaway. Like, and I guess maybe like some other thoughts. I'll just start talking at this point.
Talk away.
I'll start like saying words, whatever. It's really unrelated, but like the whole Black Lives Matter movement is not a fucking trend. Like I know that we posted that on Open the Fuck Up, but like if there is a platform to say it, like I'm like in any way that we can is to continue these conversations. And in that same way, if anyone that you post on your platform reaches out and knows a way that we can work with Black Lives Matter with GFM or do cool things, like please come hit me up if you have ideas. Like we are down. Like we can do like some sort of showcase with only Black artists, or we can do like whatever the fuck we want to do.
Yeah.
But like I want to keep on building and held accountable too. Like tell me like you didn't do this well enough. Like bet. Okay, let's do it. So like let's keep it going and collaborate.
Yes.
Yeah.